we know about Ultra Prime is, at least for myself, you obviously can speak for yourself as well, Cubby. Maybe we'll be aligned here. But when they play early through Zhang to get the leads that he's been impressive with, love that Junhao is forcing a vertical jungle towards his Rumble, because right now we're seeing him try and help Zhang out to get that Rumble rolling early. Sasa does not have the exhaust. Does get over to level 3, but already used that to trade with Zhang. And he's going to use his flash power to get right on top of Sasa and get first blood. Junhao and Ultra Prime. Now, can Climber find a way to clean any of these kills up? Zhang does not have flash. He won't get slammed against the wall for the stun. The Climber should have more than enough damage, but he will fall just in time with Zhang. So Junhao comes out of the whole fray 2-0.
See what happens with the grub swap here, because frankly, I do think it's very beneficial for LGD to try and keep Rumble out of the grub fight. If he didn't have Gwen getting top, but frankly, LGD might be able to find something on the back half. Saber all turns very early. There's significant also still up for Ultra Prime, but I do think that LGD have some options here. Is they're going to drop the Weaver's Wall, try and cut him off on the treads in early. It's going to be a race to pen afterwards. But I expect to see the Rise lane really try to pressure the Talia.
This is big. LGD are finally moving around the map. They're going for this Dragon, trying to stop the soul stacking, but Shouts is going to immediately commit on XQW. He's a little far away from the rest of his team. Stuns Lair, there's flashes after him, and Junhao is able to pick up that first kill, and now all bets are off. Sasa flying at Zhang to try and find the trade onto the Rumble, but Junhao goes in with a huge Cyclone to knock out 2 members just like that, and LGD having to burn double flashes just to see Savior Climber survive, but I may have spoke too soon. The flash slow is enough for Savior to pick up a 4th kill. Ultra Prime just knocked this game 1 out of proportion.
Yeah, this feels like good game to me. And man, that was a real bummer setup from LGD. It felt like they had the control. They had the early Talia chunk on the Wukong that really opened up what looked to be a decent setup. But XQW getting engaged upon the way that he did, you got to be able to react to that Alistar combo. If he gets out of that, I think that there is a real world where LGD still has that favorable setup and fight, but no flash response to the Alistar combo, and well, they're going to look for plays like this with objectives down.
Baya does not have summoners, but the seismic shove was misplaced with YCX's layered Rel stun.
Yeah.
He just walks on out.
That did not look good from XQW. A little bit of desync there from LGD, and well, trying to reach in the back half of the play to find something before Ultra Prime resets. Comes up empty, and now we're still looking pretty grim here.
Yeah, you got the Scuttle traded back. Sousa does not have ult, so he actually gets burned down by Savior. TP is coming in as well. I don't know how much more they're able to grab. It's actually John's going to get caught here by YCX, and there is the flick back landing this time from XQW. That's a double kill over to Savior. The mainstay carry for so many of these LGD wins.
That should be Rift Herald for LGD. I take that and reset. Mistake there from Ultra Prime. I think playing for the crab, like kind of fiddling around the Rift Herald, not taking a clean reset after that play really set them behind. Because now, I mean, they're still split. They're giving LGD opportunities.
Cyclone down defensively. YCX should die here. Xiaosha does have Unbreakable Will this time. He's buying a lot of space in the front line. That Keeper's Verdict was not in time, and now the Rift Herald gets stolen away by Junhao. And we have ourselves a classic group Nirvana Rift Herald fight.
We made a couple positive plays to get back in.
Get back in, maybe overstating it a bit, as they are currently sitting about 6K gold down. They're able to trade some turrets here for this Opticon take that. Okay, I'm seeing actually WTP in here, but LGD, they're a little bit too late to the party. They don't have Keeper's Verdict to even boot anybody out, so XQW TPs to watch the Opticon fall.
If they stay in that control ward, a lot of control for them. You can see just how much LGD have to see given their backer behind.
They kept YCX. Just trying to get a spare ward, sir, into the pit. May I please? No, you may not.
A very
now it's Herald dropped in mid lane. Yeah, I mean, this
very
is just,
one-sided.
I will say, Ultra Prime, there's some serious conviction behind this game plan. And they are, you know, outside of maybe this Herald. Oh, it got through the wall! Good try there, XQW. I was about to clown them for one small thing, and even then, Ultra Prime can't do wrong.
Yeah, I mean, they were doing the thing that, you know, your parents always tell you to never do at the start of, like, you hopping behind the car, and that is, I can't fit in that parking space, you know?
Oh boy. I don't think Climber fits into any equation of this Dragon take. Oh my gosh, John Flat over the wall to kill him off. Piercing Arrow actually hits that thing down to 100, but they didn't even need their jungler to secure Infernal Soul. Junhao going after the backline. Good flash away the XQW Savior. Junhao goes a little bit too far forward and gives over a pretty critical shutdown.
Yeah, we bit for fun out of the skates there from Junhao, but hey, Infernal Soul secured, Ultra Prime, no signs of slowing down this game, and man, they've given Sivir the happiest game to scale that she can find, almost at an infinity edge now, and we'll see what Baya can get done afterwards. As I still feel like Ultra Prime, like that's a shutdown you probably should have given over, but is that going to change this game? No, it really feels like this game is decided. And LGD just, man, like, I don't think that the lead they lost in the top side of the jungle really warranted a game as passive as this one. So definitely something to revisit and look at if you're LGD.
Might get to revisit it pretty soon here, the way
only they had a
this
grub.
flank is coming here for Ultra Prime. On the hunt, pop.
Goodbye
XQW going to be the one singled out, and see ya later.
Yeah.
One sent back towards the fountain.
Well, we'll see if they can secure this bounty. But
Junhao definitely going to get. Yeah, I was going to say, Junhao, if he's diving out a pit behind Infernal Soul, he's going to chase down Savior and Climber, try and take a mid-tier 1 turret. Good call on the TP. Here comes Zhang off to the side. Does have the equalizer. Lays out the lava carpet, so Climber cannot save his AD carry. And Climber's only rescue is this blast cone he's going to take out of his own jungle. Ultra Primer kind of just counting the seconds until Baron starts. And luckily there's only about 30 more counts for that one.
yeah, I'm counting the seconds. XQW bot. Curious how aggressively they want to play this, maybe to pull his TP. I do see Junhao starting the Baron.
Feels like Ultra Prime are very much so respecting the fact that Climber can just boot a really critical carry out of the fight, or knock Junhao out of the pit if he's able to get up here for the Baron take. While I'm talking about all these hypotheticals, the reality is
this game,
the Baron goes down uncontested, and they still want to fight after that. Zhao with the ring will goes back up. Good crash down the backhand from YCX, but where's the damage, bro? LGD's got none of it. All they've got is perpetual gray screens. 4 more kills, and the Realm Warp is going to force Savior away from his base, and they're going to usher their first Baron wave, not just to an inhibitor turret, but all the way for a Nexus explosion. And Ultra Prime's most dominating win, maybe of the whole split.
I mean, LGD took a comp that we felt like had to play a little bit faster early. They didn't contest the grubs, they didn't contest the first 2 dragons, and man, things just really fell apart from there. This was not an inspiring performance from LGD, and on the flip side, Ultra Prime, hey, they got a lead with Junhao, got a lead on Zhang, and we talked about this top side really performing better than where we felt like
this Trundle.
Yeah, it's got to be a death ball for Ultra Prime. This is a super low-range composition hopping in. And if they take
this dragon off the board early, he is kind of clearing down towards it. We'll have to see, because we know that grubs in 3 minutes is just such a big event that everyone's going to come pulling up to.
No, I'm 100% with you. Definitely expect grubs to be contested. As, oh, we could see a mid-play here. Both junglers hanging around.
Primer's going to cover nicely. No Subjugate, no Glacial Prison, no ultimates to speak of in general. And the stun's going to land on a Junhao, and Saber's not healthy enough to look for the trade. Climber's going to flash after him. The knockup lands, and down goes Saber. They might look to double dip here. On the bot side, we have our own fight breaking out as Savior's going to be able to trade his support back out, but Baya, should he have enough damage here? They're waiting on cooldowns. The dash, the double taps, yes! Baya answers back for Ultra Prime, 2-0 out of lane.
2 kills for the Lucian, big, but that winning mid-jungle 2v2 we talked about for Ultra Prime, they didn't have level 6 yet, no subjugate. All right, rotation's coming in. Yeah, Baya's walking up, Nautilus TPing in with the Spellbook TP that we talked about. Now LGD, they got to catch this wave, but after this, they should be able to make a play.
All right, Baya looking aggressively, but he walks over the Glacial Prison, he immediately cleanses with the Fate Unsealed, hits onto 2 from XQW, and Baya is absolutely cooked, punished for his over-aggression.
Beautiful setup by LGD as XQW, this Yone, the second most banned champion against LGD. We're seeing why in this game. Great setup by XQW for that fight with Climber. Baya dashing into that Fate Sealed. And with him going down, that means that those grubs that you were really setting up as being so important, so you're going to go LGD's way, as they're looking for a little bit more.
Continue to find these aggressive trades, but into the Trundle with that Subjugate ticking. YCX walked a bit too far. The Culling comes down. They're dropping the depth charge on XQW as well. He burns the flash, but the Grub Pit is where their attention must be turned, and it's going to be 3 secured by Climber. We'll see if this is a one-way trip, though. No return airfare. Does dash over the walls. Could actually get Junhao to flash after him. I assume they're going to give this kill on over, yep, to Junhao to try and get this Trundle back accelerated.
Okay. Still 3 grubs taken by LGD. I think that's going to be okay. Ollie player early on, too. Like, he was playing a lot of melees. He's put 1 going back there as well.
Climber. Good try with the blast cone, but that is
going to be grubs. They have leads in both side lanes. I mean, how much can you get done here if you're LGD?
And it just further
Ghost popped.
Punishes you. Okay, we're going after Saber. Oh, we're not going to look where that first failure ultimate went. There's the hijacked one. Used to be able to stun up, but he gets a heal as well. Saber buying a lot of time, and now Climber and YCX have to flash away from the might of the turret. And here comes Baya off to the flank. YCX is good as dead. Baya's got more than enough damage. Execute W. Fate sealed to get away, but another dredge line's going to sink through for Xiaoxia, and Ultra Prime have a bit of an answer back here, starting to really stack up some kills.
Slayer, that's
well. LGD, again, you know, with a nice bounce back early game, but they've got some questions to answer pretty quickly. We might see it on this top side as a TP and knockup comes on to Junhao. The subjugate, we talked about the HP, there wasn't enough to cover for that amount of damage. And here comes the Glacial Prison from Climber layered onto Xiaoxia, and Sabers has to watch his support drop as LGD calling all 5 members to win themselves a critical skirmish.
Good pickup. Rift not up yet. Trying to snipe Rom.
Oh, 1 auto, he gets it with the burn. Saber able to find 1, but he went after the support with all 4 members. LGD around the Fate Sealed is going to find its first kill. And with the stuns layering, Zhang is also going to drop. Red, White don't fight, and Savior just showed you why.
I mean, that wasn't worth. The Bork Yone doing some serious pick up on that one.
It's a classic. If I had a nickel for
very good right now. Their solo lanes are winning. They have 3 grubs. They can win the game a lot harder for them.
Ultra Primer getting cheeky here. YCX walking away. Very unfriendly brush, but again, it's the Braum that's able to start off this engage, and Junhao actually had to flash away from his team to try and survive, but he eats an ultimate to the face and gives another kill over to Savior. Another positive trade for LGD, support for jungler.
Yeah, that's a game where Braum's very happy, and I think that we've seen the scoreline for YCX, you know, not be the prettiest, and that bot side was pretty poor, but still the value for Braum, like on paper, seems high, and definitely with what we're seeing in the fight so far, it's been good.
And what we haven't really touched on because he hasn't been on our screens very much.
Yep.
Sasa is 2-0-1. Trinity Force gone completely uncontested as Saber is going to whip out on the hijack Fate Sealed. With the Soul Unbound, XQW has to go back in. Y6 is luckily there to make sure his gets sold. Still need to make sure there aren't really any traditional fights in this game because they can just 1-3-1. And who right now is ever not just matching but punishing this York and Yone in the side lanes? Hold on though. We have a nice little Freljord ultimate combo, gets multiple knockups. John goes after Saber's able to back off the Aphelios, and we're going to test how tanky this Scion is. And the answer is going to be not tanky enough for Ultra Prime. Jean going to go down first here. There's no real way to look for a turn unless Xiaoxia is able to get a pretty good depth charge down or a dredge line. We sacrifice the bait, and LGD are going to gobble up all the spoils of war on this top side, being the Herald. We'll see if Junhao wants to start a fight.
Still have hijacked up if they want to fish around for a Saber ultimate. LGD is a little bit low, so I think Ultra Prime, they're going to think about playing this. The Silas ult options, though, I don't think that he's going to be able to grab the Glacial Fissure or Glacial Prison yet.
You don't have grubs. All right.
Yep. Okay.
He's going to exclude himself from the pack.
Trap in the brush, and okay, he's going to spring it.
Nice. Cross back the Eternal Plane. He graded for himself the first time. And the goal still remains unfinished, which is going after this turret, and that's a missed hijack Glacial Prison there from Saber. And well, it's actually LGD that get the first turret throughout all of that. It's
and it's open up. I mean, Sasa's no TP. So they're playing away from the Otacon with the Yone and him being able to threaten a TP here. And seems to be a decent setup for LGD. Did see a blue trinket used by Baya. So the Otacon is spotted and will be stopped. But now, Ultra Prime spending a lot of time up here. Going to lose control of mid and lose control of that Dragon Pit.
What an eloquent use of resources here from LGD. Moving around their pieces at the third Drake of the game. The first Ocean Drake. What a bounce back for LGD. I'm going out on a limb saying there was some very momentum-based speeches coming in that locker room after game one, but Now they're going to have to put their money where their mouth is at the Octagon fight. They really could just decide this game. They're going to TP on in the Yone. XQW off to the side. Glacial Prison can get the stuns. They're layering on the Junhao. He doesn't even get the Otacon. He goes down first. Sean flakes into the background. He is going to be able to get a 1v1 with Savior, but he doesn't even win that right now. Red, white, don't fight. Get away from the Aphelios. He doesn't care about your health bar. 3 kills for none. LGD running away with this second game.
Yeah, I think that's game right there, Slayer, as pretty much every major monster objective has been secured in favor of LGD, and it's just been Climber and XQW able to set the pace a lot better than what has been available for Ultra Prime, where it felt like there was a comp where they kind of have to throw themselves in at LGD and see what happens, and LGD, they're very happy
whatsoever. In that. This split is just going to be so deadly, suffocating, what we say. Top tier 1 traded for... a whole lot of gold on the backswing.
And Bai is the only one that like is fed and is ahead, and even that looks really right now. As okay, TP coming in. That's Saber.
Zhang is going to cut off the escape angle using his health bar as a resource, but it's actually Southside that's going in for the flank. But Saber, holy moly, what a hijack! Fate unsealed, and now look at the pandemonium. But the health bars for LGD are just too tanky right now, and they can't get Baya in a position to capitalize on any of these blinking health bars. XQW will finally drop a Climber, able to throw the boar at the rest of Ultra Prime forward, and without Baya, look at the minions and Maiden take care of business.
Well, we thought that it would, kind of questioning whether it would be enough damage to take down the Scion and Trundle early on. It's become, there is definitely not enough damage to deal with this Yorick, as Sasa making them feel the pain of the Gravedigger, and, well, looks like they're going to be sending Ultra Prime at least to a game 3 here.
Doing it in style with one of the quickest games, the LPL.
God.
Maybe seeing at the very end of Split 3, it's getting a little bit dicey towards the end, but I think... Yep, Sasa's going to have it. Pre-25 minutes, LGD with an answer back.
Well, one of those can be really deadly in fights. So between that and the Vi, expecting to see Baya get attacked.
This is going to be a very fun game.
It is Saber being shoved in pretty aggressively. Aurora, of course, as you highlighted, Slayer. Early laning prowess is very real for the Aurora. As Ultra Prime going to... probably struggle to find ways to deal with that. Saber,
oh my God, Saber is dead! Just like that, the power of Aurora. Yeah, LGD that already have 1 grub secured. Sasa going to try and play tank on the front line as we just see projectiles traded. Second grub going to go down here. We'll see if Ultra Prime want to fight for it, but the cease and desist is coming across. Hostile Takeover is going to get cleansed by Savior. Sasa on top of a very low HP. Southside, but the Tempered Fate's going to stall everything out. 4 XQW to come through the between rolls off to the side. Sasa buying so much time with his health bar means the rest of LGD can just knock down these health bars as the 80 carries go blow for blow, but it's a great pullback on the damage from Baya, who is untouched through all of this and dealing out damage. Ace out of nowhere to Ultra Prime.
I mean, Saber had a really...
started the grub pull. I don't know why XQW is one of the latest members to that fight with all the power he had. But it's now evaporated. He is back down gold, and well, LGD are going to try and get themselves into the first dragon of the game. And Junhao was just, you know, seeking a potential steal angle, but that's first drake down at 10 minutes. It's not a big game to make sure your Kalista has better priorities to go after. As both junglers are making maybe some dives a priority. Hello, flash cease and desist. Goodbye, Baya. Just like that. Combo, even if there was a jungler in the wings.
Well done. We got Savior out. Means easy Drake from there.
Conversations, but with this Herald going down, yep, those are actually going to be secured by LGD.
Yeah. Still, this game feels close, and I honestly good to see. I think some of our teams making decent decisions here. As the decision tree has been nice. John goes TP in, but cannot save them in outer
execution. Savior, the first one up there. John was trying to capitalize, but he actually has to flash out because West Ultra Prime didn't follow with him. They're instead going to try and punish Sasa for the TP, but that is a very tanky.
That you know, had success at the LDL level, winning that championship with pretty much this squad. Outside of the folks that were called up early. I think that for me, like, success is still defined by that for all these teams.
Oh, there's your boy.
Oh boy.
There he goes.
that was a hell. They're really forcing LGD to come to them. Now, can they get out of this scenario? Zhang's going to be chunked. TP coming in. They had to pull off the dragon.
Yeah, they had to pull off the dragon. They are going to TP in their 5th member. Sasa is going to start testing the limits of his health bar, but he eats a pretty critical charm. He poked down low, but the Temper Fate's going to hit onto 2. XQW goes in the middle of the Ultra Prime, then comes back out. Fate's calling to save 1 member. They're able to get Xiaoxia out, but as soon as he goes out, he falls back down, and Sasa's health bar is too much for Ultra Prime to bear right now. Baya deleted by XQW, who finally gets to show what he is made of after that early lead. And it's the Blast Cone to save Junhao, but it's LGD that wrestle back control of Game 3.
I mean, Sasa just tanked up the entire team, was able to live through that too. And LGD immediately have ripped their way towards the Otacon to drop the dragon. So, yeah, I mean, that was an interesting one because I thought the start of the fight, Ultra Prime sticking it to the dragon and with Zhang was actually a good call. But on the flip side, I'm not really sure about that because the Ambessa got really low and the conditions that LGD had when they did decide to TP in were very good.
This is bar gameplay right here, YCX. Yeah, I'm just going to annoy the jungler on his dragon take. Oh, you're TPing Zhang in? Magical Journey, but this time Junhao is actually able to follow with the puppers over the wall. They have to actually eat the stun, and that means that Junhao can keep chasing with that Conqueror. YCX does end up falling for disturbing Junhao on his dragon clear.
The combo still taken by LGD. One Jung's going to wrap this one up this time around. So Zhang will score the dragon. And Ultra Prime end up getting something on the back half, but still like where LGD's at in this one. And kind of curious to see if we get a second look at that big fight. Because, man, Saucer just tanked up everything for days.
Cease and desist available. The Aurora joins. A lot of dashes to cut down Baya, who is up there, and they
Good
know
catch.
it's not being taken. Yeah, and that means that they're not going to walk into any of these.
Ooh, this is a hell of a flank.
Brush.
This is a hell of a flank.
Two-pointed strike from behind. Here comes Sasa for the first prong. Second prong over the wall is going to be Climber. And hello, Baya. Eat this ultimate to the noggin. Down goes Sausa already. And there's no way for Ultra Prime to ever find a way to compete with that level of flank from LGD. 3 kills in an instant, and they don't even need to chase down Zhang because they know that, one, Sasa's going to take Junhao out. Hell, they may not even go for a Baron. They're just going to go for the kills in the base here now as they knock down Zhang, and they're going to take the whole house with them.
Okay, they're going to pull off after the inner turret, go find the Baron. What a great setup by LGD. The cat and mouse game around the Baron was kind of fun. LGD, of course, the redemption was used to spot the Baron, but LGD, after that, they used the time to sneak Climber in, get him around the enemy team, and pull off a flank that really jailed Ultra Prime to take a fight that they did not want. It was on LGD's terms, and it showed in the result.
Podium finish, the medal around, the proverbial neck for LGD of winning a fight like that again. Well, that one fight really leveling the state of this game now with Sasa just so unmovable wherever lane he goes with his Baron. Going to be a threat for an inhibitor turret whenever. Saber able to rescue 1 turret back at the top side, but he's going to immediately have to TP back down. The gold is coming in droves for LGD, thanks to some of these turrets.
Ignoring that Drake, just trying to take as many turrets as they can. You can take the Drake on the exit if they so choose, which, yeah, it's going to be a pretty pricey exit.
Here's the nice
Saucer. Yeah, Saucer knocked down the middle inhibitor turret, and the rest of LGD waiting to say siege to the bottom inhibitor turret.
Trying to slowly stretch out the fabric that is Ultra Prime's defense right now until seams start busting, turrets start falling. It's a hard spot to be in, but Zhang's trying to break. He gets a public execution onto XQW, but he has the Zhonya's this time. He's just going to bark off that ultimate and drop the worlds on top of Ultra Prime's heads. There's a couple of rockets here from Savior. They're able to get another kill. XQW going a bit too far forward, though. Able to die over to Baya, who's able to trade his flash well, but LGD still healthy enough to start taking inhibitors after a murky fight.
Honestly, pretty amazed at the value that the tank Udyr got in that fight. The empowered Ahri drop was slowing everyone up. Opened up that angle for XQW to look for the end. Couldn't find it, but LGD still looking for the game.
Yeah, I mean, look at Sasa right now. He's taking 2 Nexus turret shots, all the attention of the 3 Ultra Prime members. And that lets Savior just step up and once again turn into a makeshift Gatling gun and belt health bars with ease. Baya's gonna fall next to. He can't dance around this Udyr
Wow.
as Sasa picks himself up a double kill. The Sasa Masterclass has earned LGD the comeback in our series, a win, the final one of Group Nirvana as they'll head into the play-in stage on a W.
And that Udyr from Sasa, this is the second time he's played it. It's been to